Hi everybody. I cut some hay last night. I ain't doing video on that. Just 3 small fields. Dad's gone to tether them. I've got a pulley off his Cub Cadet 0-turn mower. The center of it broke out. That holds the bearing in. I'm going to weld it back in. I don't think it's going to last long for him. The bearing's pretty rough. But he said it's going to be a while before they can get one from the sounds of things. So I'm going to get that welded in. Then we'll pull the White International. Pull it in the shop and do a service on it. Change the oil and fuel filters. Stuff. I need to change the coolant filter. But I need to get some of the orange coolant to refill my reservoir with, probably before I do that. And I'm going to test the coolant for the proper SCAs and DCA additives levels. I've got a test kit ordered, and I've got some additive ordered. So once that gets here, I'll be doing that. But it needs an oil change. It's a little overdue according to the sticker in the windshield. I don't know how accurate it is or anything, so we're going to change it and the fuel filters and stuff to where I don't have to worry with it. Alright, there she is welded up, but that bearing's pretty bad shape. I don't think it's gonna give much service. You can turn it a little bit with a pair of pliers, but probably gonna seize up, I'd say, trying to run it. Okay, got my oil drained out. Now I've got 2 oil filters. Some of these DT466s had one big long oil filter. Some of them had 2. This particular model has the 2 smaller oil filters. It's got Baldwin's on it. I'm replacing it with Napa brand. They're a 1789 is the number. If y'all can't tell, I have been feeling terrible here lately. My sinuses and stuff, coughing. Tiffany, she's tested me 3 times for COVID with a home test kit, been negative every time. Finally starting to feel a little better today though. Finally starting to feel better. But I'm gonna get this oil plug back in, wipe that off, and then try to get the filters out. I don't know if I'll video getting the filters out either, but I wanted to show you where they's at. I don't want to make a mess on the camera. All right, now I'm gonna fill my filters up a little. Whoop, making a daggone mess. Shots. May have to get out from under the truck to do this. Okay, got my new filters put on. I don't know if y'all can see them. Filled them up what I could with fresh oil and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and change my fuel filters next and get them put back on, then we'll fill it up with oil and fire the truck up. I'm gonna attempt to change these fuel filters from out here. Oh gosh. That don't look like it's been changed in a while. I don't believe it's been changed in a while. It's got two. Yeah, this is gonna work pretty good. It's like from running down my arm. Had a drain pan down there already. The big one goes in the back, and the shorter one but fatter one goes in the front, looks like. Oh gosh, that is a big one there. No, may have to get my strap wrench. Man, that thing is tight. Or been on there a long time or something. About dropped it. About dropped it. Putting this back on. Might not be too easy.
Oh, this looks good right here. He may come down.
Okay. That over around them trucks and that other stuff where I really want done too. Where all my 3-point attachments are. And
got up behind
them trailers.
We're trying to sling grass off the BMW.
Well, that's why I thought you might weed it around it a little bit. Get that snaked back in here. Oh, can't see. Okay. Now I've got a little bleeder that I need to take out. Right in there on top of this filter and pump it up till it bleeds out. I'll just pump that right here until it's pretty much just spraying fuel, which it is. Tighten it back down. You gotta be careful not to tighten these too much and break them off. They're just a little small bolt. Just a small bolt. And I'll pump it again. Till it gets tight. And then it should be good shape. So we'll get filled up with oil and try her out. I'm not sure how much oil this thing's supposed to hold. Put about 3 3¾ of a gallon in there. I just cranked the engine over with the fuel shut off to fill up the filters without the engine running. The oil filters a little bit more. Showing it needs some still. Alright, I've got the fuel filters changed, oil filter, the oil, the coolant filter, and we've kind of checked everything over. The coolant filter had a lot of rust. It didn't look like it had been changed in a long time. That don't make me feel good at all. The liners are prone to go bad in these engines if the coolant's not been treated properly. And your coolant filter has your coolant treatment in it usually, and I'm doubting if they didn't keep the coolant filter changed, they've probably not kept the additive levels, the SCAs and DCAs maintained. The truck does have a new radiator. It was put in 2019, so you know, hopefully the coolant was surely, you know, it was changed and replaced then. I think I want to go ahead and replace the coolant because I have no idea what's in it or anything. I'm gonna change it and put some new in it just to be on the safe side. I think it's worth the money to do that, and hopefully lengthen the lifespan of the engine as long as possible, which they can be rebuilt and, you know, new liners and stuff put in, but shoo, who wants to do that? So it was rebuilt at 170,000 miles, I think, and it's got 330,000 on it right now. So I don't know. Of course, I'm not going to be running it a whole lot for that many miles a year and things, but I'm going to change that coolant. I think I might get some tomorrow if I can find somewhere that's got it. If not, I'll get it ordered and get it changed. And I've got a fuel supply line going from the fuel filters excuse from the fuel filters to the injector pump. I guess that's a supply line. Could possibly even be a return. And I think that's the supply line. Yeah, it is the supply line. So I need to get that changed before too long probably as well. Okay, so next day, after changing oil and things, I went to Napa this morning and got some premix antifreeze that is already SCA pre-charged, which is your supplemental coolant additives, which is required for the wet liners in these engines. It's also required to be used in the 6.9s and the 7.3s. I probably should put this in my Red International as well, although I did treat it with the SCAs, the VC8, VC-8 Motorcraft additive is what I put in it, so it's probably okay. But I didn't know what kind of coolant's in this truck. I just felt more comfortable going ahead and changing it, since the wet liners is the major issue on the DT466. That's where your common failure comes from. So, I mean, it may be too late. It may already be pitted and all that. They may be fine. Who knows? But I'm going to change it, just to be on the safe side. So, we took a four-wheeler to Napa and got us some coolant this morning. No, I took the truck. I just hauled it down here on the four-wheeler. But we will get the coolant drained and put this back in. I'm not going to flush this out with water because our water has a lot of calcium in it, and I don't have any kind of good distilled water or anything to use. So what I'm going to do to try to get the rest of the antifreeze out is just use this leaf blower, turn it on low, and it's not going to overload the system because it's not sealed off tight. I'm just setting it down on this puke tank and turning it on low and letting it blow the system out. I don't know if you can see it down there, but when I pull the trigger, it starts pushing more out. Here's what we got. It's a Napa heavy duty 50/50 pre-diluted SCA pre-charge for all heavy duty engines. Alright, I've got it filled up. With, let's see, 5 gallons. I know that's not enough, but what I'm going to do is crank it up and back it outside. I'm not going to tighten this radiator cap down. I'm just going to set it down on there and crank it up and let it run and get up to operating temperature. So the thermostat opens and finishes filling everything up, and then we will finish it off. All right. I left my radiator cap loose and let the truck run, which took forever. Let it warm up to operating temperature. I felt off my return line. Once it got hot, I knew the thermostat had opened. The top radiator got hot at that point. But you can feel this upper radiator hose, and it'll stay cool until that thermostat opens. Then I tightened up my radiator cap, and I've let it run some more to build up pressure. Then I'm going to cut my engine off. I'll cut my engine off, let it cool down. We'll check it, which it's got a sight glass. It looks like it's okay right now, but we'll check it again and see how it goes. Dad and Landon's been weed eating. Getting everything mowed up for our family reunion this weekend, this coming weekend, Labor Day. I've been mowing a little bit, coming back and checking on the truck and stuff instead of killing time. But 180 is operating temperature on this one. That's what the thermostat is. But we'll shut her down and shut her down and come back and check it after it's cooled off good.